Dennis Kucinich is a congressman of the United States of America and until recently a Democratic presidential candidate. He's a vegan and is recognized for his unwavering dedication to advocate animal rights, working rights, civil rights, and human rights. He was born in Cleveland, Ohio, and is the eldest of 7 children. He was elected to the City Council in Cleveland in 1969, when he was 23, and at 31 he became the youngest person ever elected mayor of a major American city, which he served for 2 years. As an example of his selfless action serving as a mayor of his district, Kucinich has been recognized and awarded by the Greater Cleveland AFL-CIO as a tireless advocate for the social and economic interests of his community. He was elected to the state Senate in 1994 and was elected to the U.S. Congress in 1996, where he has been re-elected every 2 years since. Kucinich was running for the Democratic nomination for president in 2004 and again in 2008. Although given little media coverage, Dennis Kucinich gained popularity among people for his sustainable agenda and noble endeavors to bring peace and prosperity to the people of his country and the world. Kucinich is calling for a radical overhaul of the U.S. government and economy for the purpose of greening America that phases out coal and nuclear power entirely, and to appeal to every person to decrease their resource consumption and participate in sustainable projects and programs. His commitment for sustainability, in his own words, extends to everything I am and do, from the food he eats and clothes he wears, to the policies he advocates. Furthermore, he says, sustainability is the path to peace. So peace means being in harmony with nature. If you're in harmony with nature, you don't exploit nature. You don't ruin the land. You don't extract the oil. You don't take the coal out of the earth. Dennis Kucinich and his wife Elizabeth Kucinich hosted many vegan fundraising events with many vegan and vegetarian celebrities. At one of those occasions, the vegan actress Mara Nealon said, "Dennis has compassion for animals and the environment, and he also feels the pain of what's going on in the war." As a congressman, Kucinich is the only candidate that voted against the 2003 invasion and occupation of Iraq, and has continually voted against funding to keep the war going. His voting record also includes voting against NAFTA, or North American Free Trade Act, the Patriot Act, and against the Animal Enterprise Terrorism Act. Kucinich has fought, among others, to preserve Social Security, proposed nuclear disarmament, tax relief for working-class families, making preschool available for all children, lowering the cost of prescription drugs, abolishing the death penalty, and to provide tax relief to working-class families. He is also for the second year a co-sponsor of a bill in Congress called H.R. 676, sponsored by the U.S. Representative John Conyers, to enact a national health care system which would provide health care for Americans. The bill would expand the existing Medicare program of the United States so that every person would receive publicly financed and privately delivered health care. In addition, Congressman Dennis Kucinich's enlightened vision includes the establishment of a Department of Peace to explore nonviolent conflict resolution in order to create the conditions for a more peaceful world. Some of the noble aims of the Department of Peace and Nonviolence are to establish a cabinet-level department in the executive branch of the federal government dedicated to peacemaking and the study of conditions that are conducive to both domestic and international peace. To establish a peace academy modeled after the military service academies, which would provide a 4-year course in peace education. Graduates will be required to serve 5 years in public service in programs dedicated to domestic or international non-violent conflict resolution. The progressive mission of the Department of Peace is to hold peace as an organizing principle, endeavor to promote justice and democratic principles to expand human rights, strengthen non-military means of peacemaking, promote the development of human potential, work to create peace, prevent violence, divert from armed conflict, and develop new strategies in non-violent dispute resolution, and take a proactive strategic approach in the development of policies that promote national and international conflict prevention, non-violent intervention, structured mediation of conflict and peaceful resolution of conflict. Recently, Congressman and Democratic presidential candidate Dennis Kucinich ended his presidential campaign and in a speech to his hometown Cleveland, Ohio, said in part, "And I told the truth, no matter how unpopular or inconvenient, because no matter how long it takes, the truth really will set us free." Added to this, he said, "I won't be president, but I can continue to fight for these important issues as a congressman." May more world leaders follow Congressman Dennis Kucinich's outstanding example to achieve the changes necessary to save ourselves and the planet. For his exemplary leadership, vision and dedication to bring about a peaceful and sustainable world, Dennis Kucinich has won numerous international recognition. He has been honored by Public Citizen, the Sierra Club, Friends of the Earth, and the League of Conservation voters as a champion of clean air, clean water, and unspoiled earth. Kucinich has twice been an official United States delegate to the United Nations Convention on Climate Change in 1998 and 2004, and attended the 2002 World Summit on Sustainable Development in Johannesburg, South Africa. Besides being awarded by the Cleveland AFL-CIO, Kucinich has been honored by the Ohio PTA, the NASA Glenn Research Center, the Salvation Army, the United States Post Office, the Department of Veterans Affairs, Ohio Department of Jobs and Family Services, Ohio's Boys Town, and the Human Rights Campaign. May God bless Congressman Dennis Kucinich's noble work so he may continue his selfless service to promote a just, sustainable and peaceful world for all of its inhabitants.